anything, I'll call you or reach you somehow. And we'll,
You're getting like bombarded. Current meeting agenda. Here we go.
all right, check
Associate
that.
Pastor Ken Wagner. Associate. Wagner. And where is he from? Life Church.
Dubby.
Okay.
I'll call this meeting to order on Monday, August 21st, 2017. Want to welcome everyone. Very glad to have with us tonight Associate Pastor from Life Church, Ken Wagner, who will come forth this time and give our invocation and also lead us in the pledge to the flag. So everyone please rise.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you and praise you for your goodness. I pray, God, that you would be with the mayor and this council as they go forward tonight, that you give them wisdom and counsel and understanding on every situation and every issue. Father God, we just thank you for where you're taking the city of Smyrna, and I pray, God, that you would continue to bless this city. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For those folks that are new to town or maybe looking for a new church, the folks at Life Church on King Springs Road, I'm sure they'd love to have you. They're good folks. Agenda changes, we have none. Mayoral report, I don't have anything to report other than to note that Council Member Derek Norton is on vacation, heading back tonight, I think. So, item 4 is land issue zonings and annexation. 4A 2017-324. It's a public hearing zoning request Z17-017 zoning amendment to modify the currently approved site plan, 1.69 acres, land lot 810, 2528, and 2520 Spring Road, the city of Smyrna. Ms. Tammy Sadler-Jones, will you please give us a background?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The subject property was rezoned by the Mayor and Council from GC and GC conditional for the redevelopment of the site for a racetrack convenience store on July 18th, 2011 by a vote of 7-0. In 2016, the city started work on road improvements, and as part of the project, the city acquired right-of-way and made road and sidewalk improvements along racetrack's property frontage. The zoning amendment will update the approved and recorded zoning plan with a new zoning plan that reflects all the changes due to the Spring Road improvements. Community Development recommends approval of the proposed zoning amendment with conditions. And our Community Development Director, Ken Sudreth, is here in case there are any additional questions.
Mr. Sudreth, anything you want to add to that?
I have a really short PowerPoint just to make sure that everybody is aware of what's going on. If I can figure out how to use this since Rusty's not here.
This is that's the third grade edition, so
That's it. Don't you love the younger generation? Thank you, Dad. Ms. Jones outlined what was going on, and this is a city-initiated request to bring the original site plan for racetrack on Spring Road into compliance with what we've done out there. This eliminates any nonconformities on the property. So we're cleaning up what was created as a result of those improvements so that racetrack, if they ever decide to do anything with the property, doesn't have to deal with any nonconforming issues. Here's the zoning map. You can see where the property is located there at the intersection of Bell Drive and Spring Road, where the traffic light is. Originally, it was 2 lots. It's still 2 lots. You can see that westernmost canopy actually is on a separate lot. This was the originally approved plan, the one that's on record today. You can see at the top along Spring Road there, you see a much wider island sidewalk area. The next slide, you can see it is a smaller sidewalk that's left. So we have a reduction in that setback from 15 feet to 2 feet. We also have a reduction on the canopy, both canopies, from 50 to 35. So we are correcting that with the adoption of this site plan so that no nonconforming issues exist. So the staff recommendation from the previous approval doesn't change except for items in red. So doesn't affect the first 5. We have to go down to the second page on item 10, and we're just changing the date from that 2011 site plan to the 8/15/2017 site plan. We're eliminating item 13 because there was another freestanding sign that was on there that has been removed, so that's no longer applicable with that. And then if you look at 17, we are changing the dates again to follow what they have submitted for us to take this through. So we are changing those setbacks as illustrated, plus eliminating the other conditions that are no longer applicable. That's all we're doing. Staff is recommending approval of this because this is a city-initiated rezoning and it's an amendment to what we already have. This did not have to go to the Planning Commission. It came straight to you guys. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
That's amazing. It's been 6 years since we rezoned that property.
Right.
Didn't know that. Are there any questions of Ken on any of this? This is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that's in opposition to or would like to make any public comment concerning this zoning request, you can step forward and we'll hear those comments. Okay. Let the record show there is none. This is normally in, well, it would be in Mr. Derek Norton's district, but he's out of town. I'm going to ask that Council Member Andrea Bluestein make the motion. Ms. Bluestein.
Yes, is there anyone here from Racetrack that would like to say anything about this before I proceed?
We've spoken to their representatives, and they are not present. I didn't feel they had to be here tonight on that, but to answer your question, no.
I just wanted to ask before I started. Okay, well, at this time then, I would like to make a motion to approve 2017-324, the zoning request Z17-017, zoning amendment to modify the currently approved site plan, 1.69 acres, land lot 810-2528 and 2550 Spring Road, City of Smyrna, Georgia.
Second.
A motion is second to approve this zoning request. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion? That's approved 6-0 with Mr. Norton absent. Item 5 is previous license A 2017-277, public hearing, previous license request 2017-277, beer, wine, liquor pouring, 2524 Cobb Parkway, Chin Group, DBA, The Juicy Crab, with Shung Chen as the agent. Is the applicant here? Yeah. If you'll step forward. Ms. Jones, the background, please.
Xing Chen will be the registered agent responsible for the sale of alcohol at the referenced location. Ms. Chen has been given a copy of the alcohol beverage ordinance and attended the mandatory alcohol awareness workshop. A background investigation, was conducted by the Smyrna Police Department and failed to reveal information that would preclude issuance of this license. Xing Chen has agreed to abide by the guidelines set forth by the City of Smyrna ordinance governing the sale of alcohol. Staff does recommend approval.
This is a previously licensed location. I think it's where the Golden Buddha used to be, maybe. Is that correct? Okay. This is a public hearing. Is anyone here that's in opposition to or that would like to make any public comment concerning this privilege license request? Let the record show there is none. You need to swear these folks in, Scott? Okay, all right. Okay. Again, this is in Mr. Derek Norton's district. Ms. Bluestein, if you'll please handle this.
Good evening. I understand that you have attended the class. Do you have any questions about any of this, or you agree to abide by the rules and regulations?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So you don't want to ask us anything about this?
你有没有问题？
You don't have to. I'm just giving you the opportunity. So, okay, well then, that being the case, then I'm going to go for approval of this so that you will be the agent for the Shengcheng.
I think we got one question down here, Ms. Bluestein.
Oh, do you have a,
Phil.
okay.
I have one question. As you know, Smyrna is very proud of our compliance program. We try to make sure no underage or unauthorized alcohol is served in our city, and so our department does periodic unannounced compliance checks, and we want you to just make sure, I know you're aware, but those could result if there's a violation in losing the privilege to serve. I just want to reiterate on the record that you're aware of that process that we go through to maintain our compliance. Is that correct?
他说就是他随时可以进来查。Okay, we are aware. Thank you.
And have you handled alcohol at your previous location prior to this?
你之前有没有做过那个酒吧 ？Yes, in Lawrenceville.
In Lawrenceville. And your staff trained properly could cause that license to be at risk, so proper training and oversight is a responsibility, and we appreciate you taking that seriously as we do in the city.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm glad you invest in Smyrna. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions for Ms.?
That's it.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve 2017-277, privilege license request 2017-277, a beer, wine, liquor pouring for the 2524 Cobb Parkway, Chin Group doing business as the Juicy Crab with Shuying Chen as agent.
Second.
Motion second to approve this privilege license request, beer, wine, and liquor. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 5B, 2017-298. It's public hearing, privilege license request, LIC 2017-298, beer, wine, pouring, 1405 Spring Road, Williams Food Group, LLC, DBA Newk's Eatery with Donald Scott Harris Jr. as the agent. Is the applicant here? Okay. The background, please, Ms. Jones.
Donald Scott Harris Jr. will be the registered agent responsible for the sale of alcohol at the referenced location. Mr. Harris has been given a copy of the alcohol beverage ordinance and attended the mandatory alcohol awareness workshop. A background investigation conducted by the Smyrna Police Department failed to reveal information that would preclude issuance of this license. Mr. Harris has agreed to abide by the guidelines set forth by the City of Smyrna ordinance governing the sale of alcohol, and staff does recommend approval.
This is also a public hearing. Is anyone here that's in opposition to or that would like to make any public comment concerning the issuance of this beer, wine pouring license? Okay, let the record show there is none. Mr. Cochran, will you please administer the oath? Ms. Anulowicz, this is in your district, 1405 Spring Road.
Yes, it is. This is part of the Jonquil development. I know it is much awaited. I've mentioned to a friend of mine today that we were going to be considering the pouring license for beer and wine for Newk's tonight, and she said that is the best sentence I've heard all week. So I think people are definitely ready for another new restaurant option. I know that you've taken the class and you've received all the information.
Correct.
Do you have any questions about any of our practices?
No.
Okay, and you know how to train your staff, and they'll know what to do.
Correct.
Yeah, we actually had some company in from out of town on Saturday night. We took them to a local restaurant here. My friend's husband is in his very early 50s. He's in the Army. He looks every year of his early 50s. He's got 4 kids, so that'll do that to you. And he was carded. He didn't have an ID. He's like, I don't have an ID. They're saying, well, we're really sorry, sir, but we can't serve you. So that was definitely good to see. But you know that we do the stings. We do great. Do you have any more questions about anything, or would you like to tell us anything about the restaurant that's opening up?
I passed out some menus. Thank you, Ms. Heather. Newk's has been around since the late 90s. It started in Oxford, Mississippi.
Oh, really?
Actually at Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. Now there are over 100 locations throughout the U.S., and they just approved us to go into Denver, Colorado as well.
Wow.
So we're now spreading out west.
Did you go to Ole Miss?
No, I went to Georgia Southern.
When's opening day?
Tentatively, right now, the first week of November, barring any construction delays.
Okay, great. Have y'all just been waiting for a lot of the other construction to clear out?
A lot of other construction to clear out. They are actually slated to start construction on Wednesday.
Wow.
So if we can get this 91 days in, we'll be 1st of December.
Excellent. That'll be almost a year since after the Publix opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Describe where y'all's location is. Y'all are basically at the intersection of Spring Road and Atlanta Road, facing Spring Road.
Facing Spring Road. So we're right across from the Zaxby's, right in front of the apartment complex, and we will occupy the entire building.
Are you prepared to answer questions from the community on when you'll be opening up the rooftop deck?
Actually, our location will not have a rooftop deck.
Right. Are you prepared to answer questions from the community on when you'll be opening the rooftop deck?
We will not be opening the rooftop deck.
We look forward to you.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome to Smyrna.
Thank you.
Turn off. At this time, I would like to go ahead and move to approve item 5B. This is the privilege license request, LIC 2017-298, beer, wine pouring, 1405 Spring Road. This is Williams Food Group, LLC, doing business as Newk's Eatery with Donald Scott Harris Jr. as agent.
Second.
Motion is second to approve this previous license request for beer and wine. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. 6 is formal business A 2017-312 12, approval to enter into an intergovernmental agreement to perform functions related to emergency call answering for the city of Powder Springs, Georgia, to authorize the mayor to sign and execute all related documents. Ms. Jones, the background, please.
The city of Smyrna has under its control a multi-jurisdictional records management system. The city of Powder Springs wishes to join this system, and in consideration of this venture has offered for Smyrna to collect the E911 remittance fees of Powder Springs and to form the Smyrna Powder Springs 911 Advisory Board to ensure the interests of both jurisdictions are protected. Smyrna has agreed to provide Powder Springs with emergency call answering service for the purpose of receiving and dispatching emergency calls. The agreement has been vetted by both agencies and legal departments of each jurisdiction. The Chief of Police and staff recommends approval.
I'll ask that Ms. Bluestein. Normally this, I guess, would be under Mr. Norton's. But Ms. Bluestein.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the department or anything to speak on this, or no? Okay, well then at this time then I would like to go ahead and for the approval of 2017-312, the approval to enter into an intergovernmental agreement to perform functions related to emergency call answering for the city of Powder Springs, Georgia, and authorize the mayor to sign and execute all related documents.
Second.
A motion is second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? We had Susan, you voting? That's approved 6-0. Thank you very much. Item 6B under formal business, resolution 2017-15, approval resolution 2017-15 in support of the city's participation in the Great Promise Partnership Program with a memorandum of understanding, MOU, and authorize the mayor to sign all related documents. Ms. Jones, the background, please.
The Great Promise Partnership Program allows students in high school to gain workplace experience and mentoring through paid employment with local governments and local businesses. Engaging with the Great Promise Partnership also offers employers an opportunity to address the critical needs of recruiting and developing the next generation of workforce talent. This resolution will affirm the city's collaboration with Campbell High School and the Smyrna Business Association to strengthen the city's participation in the program. Staff does recommend approval.
Mr. Ron Fennell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In working with the Great Promise Partnership, which was started by former Department of Community Affairs Commissioner Mike Beatty, through the Smyrna Business Association, we have been working on this to gain private sector employers, but last year they piloted a program for public sector opportunities, mostly in smaller communities, but they have started in cities of a larger size like ours. Valdosta was the first city in the first wave, and they have recommended that Smyrna participate in this second wave. I think it's a great program. Maxwell Ruppersberg of our staff has been tasked with helping to manage the communication between the two organizations and to develop this program. So, Mr. Mayor, I move approval of Resolution 2017-15 in support of the city's participation in the Great Promise Partnership Program with the memorandum of understanding, and authorize the mayor to sign all related documents.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Item 7 is commercial building permits. We have none. Item 8 is consent agenda. Ms. Jones, will you please read the consent agenda for council's approval?
The consent agenda reads as follows. Item A, approval of the August 7th, 2017 Mayor and Council meeting minutes. B, approval of the August 7th, 2017 pre-council meeting minutes. C, approval of the Committee of the Whole meeting minutes for August 3rd, 2017. D, authorization for Smyrna Fire Department data management software, Image Trend Incorporated, in the amount of $45,050. This was approved within the FY18 CIP fund. Item E, authorize Atkins Park Tavern, Restaurant and Bar to operate a beer trailer or station at the Taste of Smyrna event September 16th, 2017, operating during the hours of 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the assigned location on sidewalk on Spring Street, closed street within the event space at the intersection of King Street and West Spring Street. This is a City of Smyrna approved event. Item F, authorize Atkins Park Tavern to operate a beer, wine, specialty, one-item cocktail station beyond the boundaries of the premises of Atkins Park Tavern, covered by the license at the Star 94 Woodstock event in the downtown area, Saturday, September 30th, 2017, 11 a.m. until 6 p.m., and Sunday, October 1st, 2017, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. at an assigned vendor space within the approved event. The exact location within the food service area for the event festival on Village Green Circle near the intersection of Atlanta Road and Village Green Circle. Village Green Circle will be closed for the duration of the two-day festival. Item G, authorize permit for Atkins Park Tavern, Restaurant and Bar to operate a beer trailer or station at the Fall Jonquil Festival, October 28th, 2017, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and October 29th, 2017, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the assigned location on pavers sidewalk along the closed street, King Street, at the intersection of King Street and West Spring Street. This is a City of Smyrna annual event. Item H, approval to allow road closures for the Smyrna Jonquil 5K and 10K road race on November 18th, 2017, from 7:45 to 10 a.m. The 5K run will begin and end at Village Green Circle, turning right on Atlanta Road, continuing on Atlanta Road to turnaround point on Rundack Circle, and return on Atlanta Road to Village Green Circle. The 10K run will begin and end at Village Green Circle, continuing on Atlanta Road to turn around at the Mohegan Way and return on Atlanta Road to Village Green Circle. Road closures include the barricaded areas on each of the following roads: Powder Spring Street, Village Green Circle, West Spring Street, King Street, and Memorial Place. Officers will direct traffic at Atlanta Road intersections with Church Street, Spring Road, Concord Road, Collier Drive, Brunner Hall, Brunner Park, Millwood Trail, Creekwood Trail, New Haven Court, Villa Court, Vintage Circle, Rundack Circle, Bell Ridge Drive, and Ridge Road. Item I, approval to allow road closures for the Smyrna Public Safety Foundation to hold a 5K road race September 4th, 2017, from 8 to 9:30 a.m. to benefit the programs of Smyrna Public Safety Foundation and Smyrna Optimist Club. Road closures include the barricaded areas on each of the following roads: Powder Spring Street, Village Green Circle, West Spring Street, King Street, and Memorial Place. Officers will direct traffic at Atlanta Road intersections with Church Street, Spring Road, Concord Road, Collier Drive, Bronner Hall, Bronner Park, Millwood Trail, Creekwood Trail, New Haven Court, Villa Court, Vintage Circle, and Rondak Circle. Assembling location will be at the Smyrna City Hall area at 6:30 a.m.
That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Good job, Ken. All right, do you hear a motion we approve the consent agenda? Motion is second. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 6-0. Start number 9 is committee reports. We'll start with Mr. Ron Fennell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As of last week, I think all schools, public and private, are now in session in Cobb County, and it's just a reminder as we see a lot of activity going on that we continue to be vigilant on the safety of these young folks as they move to and from to the schools, and we encourage you to continue to support public schools as all of us on council do. I want to report that the Finance Committee met since we were together last, and we've been performing a lot of anticipatory work, reviewing where we are in financial condition. We're meeting again in September. The agenda will be, of course, published and notice out, and the public's welcome to see what we're doing there, but we're trying to make sure that we stay ahead of next year's budgeting process as well. And I want to just, for the record, note that today was quite a special day, once every 99 years, and I enjoyed it. I know others did. I hope you did as well.
You know, that actually improves your appearance.
It improves how I see you too, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Doug Sloan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Actually, I have no special report, but I am going to take a point of personal privilege. And for those who know my oldest daughter, she was engaged this weekend. And I can say my son-in-law is a doctor, so that cliche. So those who know my daughter, Grace Stoner, and her future husband, Jarrett Davis. So now I've just got to go out and figure out how to raise the money for the wedding. Anyway, I have nothing else to report, Mr. Mayor. I yield.
Ms. Susan Wilkerson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, I'd like to announce the library's annual community-wide reading project, which will focus on the culinary history of the South. The library will be promoting a diverse collection of regional cookbooks, as well as the many food-centered community events that take place in September. The kickoff event for the Smyrna Reads, Smyrna Eats is Sunday, September the 10th at 3 p.m. with a lecture on Southern food by Terry Carter. And if you would like to get more details about this, you can look on the Smyrna website. Thank you so much. With that, I yield.
Mr. Corky Welch.
Report this evening, Your Honor.
Ms. Terry Nulwich.
Thank you. Yes, I made it down back from North Georgia in time for tonight's meeting. I took my husband and I took the kids up to see the total eclipse up near Blue Ridge. It was a fantastic experience, and I am told that everyone who came to downtown Smyrna to watch the eclipse at the library today also had a tremendous experience, and I was really happy that our library was able to help do that. It is, if you are a cook, if you like cooking, I know Susan just mentioned the library starting the Smyrna Reads, Smyrna Eats. Our library really does have a fantastic cookbook collection. I mean, I'm able to find anything I'm looking for. They have everything from Junior League regional cookbooks to the cookbooks you see on the New York Times bestseller list to cookbooks that are kind of off the beaten path but written by people who really know what they're doing. It's a great thing to check out. So that'll be a fun program that the library is happening. And if you paid attention to the consent agenda, you know that we have a very busy fall event season coming up. So if you follow the city, either on the website or the Facebook page, you'll find out more information about all these events we have coming up in the downtown area as we go into fall. I also wanted to speaking of food, we're talking about Rusty Hamlin, who is really brought Atkins Park to the scene and to culinary domination. If a lot of the recipes there, if you've had them, if you've had their fried green tomatoes, you've had the pimento cheese, you're having Rusty's Goodies. And he was on what was the name of the show, Max, on the Food
Network Stars.
The Food Network star, and he did not make it all the way to the end, but we all know that in Smyrna, he is our Food Network star, and he is our food star. And congratulations to him, because that was a great representation of what Smyrna is all about. With that, I yield.
Thank you. Ms. Andrea Bluestein.
Well, as I'm standing in the parking lot this afternoon with my neighbors peering up at the sky with my little glasses on, I decided I've got to do better than that next time. So I guess 7 years or whatever the date is, I'll be in southern Illinois to see the darkness and everything else that goes with the eclipse. It was quite interesting. I had watched 30 minutes on TV, so I knew what was going on in Oregon and everywhere. And it was a very interesting phenomena that took place, and I hope that all of you that could were able to look at it this afternoon. Other than that, Your Honor, I yield.
Ms. Jones, anything else? Mr. Cochran? Ms. Graham? Ms. Corn? No one has signed up for citizens' input or comments. So with that, I declare this meeting adjourned at 7:35.